tonight we're driving the 2023 Hyundai Sonata SEL Plus. And I'm with Substitute Topher.
Hi.
Hi. The Plus, basically, as we understand it, is just a loaded, fully featured SEL.
Yeah, so instead of you ticking the boxes, Hyundai does it for you.
Excellent.
You just get the higher trim level.
Okay.
And it just has everything that the SEL would optionally have, but it's all standard on the SEL Plus.
Okay. We have a Bose sound system.
Yes.
Heated seats. No heated steering wheel. Big screens.
Yeah.
Let's walk you guys around this real quick.
12.3-inch digital cluster.
Yes. Yes.
Standard pano roof.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And once we step out, you'll see our 19-inch wheels.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
On low-profile tires.
That's right.
All right.
Best thing to have, Michigan and winter.
That's right. So this is probably the last time we will be driving one of these 2023 Sonatas. They're about to come out with a 2024 here very shortly, and that will have all-wheel drive available, which is nice. This one has a 1.6-liter turbo. It makes 180 horsepower. It's pretty decent fuel economy. It is front-wheel drive only.
37 on the highway.
37 on the highway. What did you average in this week?
Mid-20s.
Mid-20s? Okay. So real-world fuel economy, we haven't seen as high numbers, but it's been cold, and typically we see slightly lower numbers there. One of the coolest things I like about the Hyundai Sonata is its hidden trunk button. You stand here, and only those who know where to press the button. It's just right above at the top of the H, and that pops the trunk. Kind of cool. Massive space back here, lots of room. Do we get a spare tire? We do get a compact spare tire, and some tools, and some bit of kit.
The first Sonata that we drove, or that I drove in like 2020, you and Charlie didn't tell me this.
Yeah,
so
like, you're just stuck back here.
I was like, how I had to look up a tutorial on
Sure.
how to open the trunk because I had no idea.
It's a secret. I mean, you wouldn't. This doesn't look like a button. It's just, but it actually presses in slightly.
It does.
You can hear it. Yeah, very clever. What else? What else? 19-inch wheels.
Yes.
All-season tires. Pirelli P0s on this.
Pirellis.
All right, so a set of 245/40 R19s. One nice thing about the Sonata, lots of room in the back. I'm 5'10". My driving position, it's quite spacious back here.
And you get one singular USB-A port.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's an armrest. Yeah, I mean, all the interior bits, the materials, the faux leather feels quite nice in this. We get rear vents, which isn't, I feel like, as common in this class for this price point. Nice place to be. Comfortable. I have a decent amount of headroom right here.
You've got a ton of room behind yourself here.
I do, yeah.
My seat must just be really far back.
Yeah,
this is like a realistic, obviously it's your driving
That's right, for a
position,
normal
so.
person. Yep. We've done a few day drive videos on the Sonata, so we won't go too in depth with this walk around. It's also kind of hard to see at night. But interior lighting, we have really nice LED lights that brighten up the cabin quite well. Headlight performance looks quite good. Let's head out onto the road and see how this drives. Chris spent a little bit more time in this than I did this week, so
yes,
we'll get some of your impressions on this, thoughts on what it was like to live with.
Yeah, well, you know, the last Sonata I drove, I got a ticket in it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was the N-line. So
yeah.
That was the 2.5 turbo with like 100 more horsepower. That is a 2.5, right?
I think so, yeah.
And this feels pretty close. Honestly, I mean, it's you know, even with just the little 1.6, it still kind of gets down. It's quick.
Yeah, it's got decent power.
Yeah.
You think, you know, you read the 180 horsepower figure, and then you get in this car and floor it, and it feels like a lot more.
It does. I think a lot of that is because it's front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And it's got good mid-range torque. So.
No, it drives nice. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty good over bumps. Good levels of NVH in here. The suspension's pretty well tuned. I mean, for most people, this is kind of all the Sonata they need.
Mm-hmm.
Pricing is around $34,000 for something like this. So you're getting a few more features. The only feature I'm missing, really, is I would like to have a heated steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
If you live in colder climates, that is a really nice feature to have in the winter.
Definitely, and especially on a Sonata, because right where you rest your hands is metal.
That's right.
So
yeah,
it's
you're right.
Freezing cold.
Yeah, you can't really see it too well, but let's see. Oops, what did I just press here?
There
Okay,
you go.
there we go. Yeah, this is freezing right here because, yeah, it's kind of a it's a metal, and actually, it's kind of gotten a little scratched up, but that's like...
Well, that's just proof that that's where you touch.
Yeah, that's where you touch.
So,
yeah.
It's a bit of a cold steering wheel. I was kind of trying to not touch the steering wheel as much as possible this week.
We have wired CarPlay and Android Auto.
When do you think Hyundai is going to have wireless CarPlay?
They only have it in certain infotainment screen sizes. It's a weird thing.
And it's the worst one. It's the smaller one.
Yeah, I think so.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, no, it is kind of bizarre.
Which means I've never experienced it because none of their press cars have the basic system.
But otherwise, good controls in here. Lots of physical buttons, dials, switchgear. Hyundai usually does a pretty good job with that. This is an 8-speed automatic. Seems to shift nicely. We've got a couple different drive modes. Normal, sport. The gauge clusters change when you change drive modes. That's nice. Handling's pretty sharp. Good turn-in. A little bit greasy out tonight, so we're not going to push it too hard, but you guys get the idea. Great chassis here. You see awesome performance from the Sonata N line. I mean, it's just a slightly bigger Elantra.
Right. It is a great chassis. We forget how nice sedans are because we just drive SUVs all the time.
I know.
We drive Santa Fe's, we drive Palisades, and it's nice to get into a Sonata or an Accord or a Camry and just be like, this is how good we used to have it.
The sedan counterparts of SUVs drive so much better than the SUVs. The center of gravity is lower. They're more fuel efficient. They're more fun and enjoyable to drive. They're less expensive.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's all you need.
It is all you need most of the time. It's true.
Unless you have dogs, I can see the argument there.
Sure.
Or if you're hauling lots of things all of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the sedan market is still shrinking. It's nice that Hyundai has continued the Sonata for 2024.
Sure.
And, you know, all of the American brands have pretty much pulled out. I think maybe Chevy will still sell you a Malibu.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I mean, it's a Malibu that's a decade old at this point.
Right.
This is quiet, too. This feels a little bit quieter than maybe the Civic or some versions of the Accord, too.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
Headlight performance here is decent. Maybe about average. I mean, most cars have pretty darn good headlights these days. Lots of pleasing sounds coming from this. When you start it up, when you shut it down, the turn signal is nice.
Everything in Hyundais and Kias is just very soft.
Yes.
And that goes from the font in the infotainment to the way everything's styled, to the way everything feels. It's just, it's a very unique feeling in these cars. You always know that you're in something Korean.
It's true. It's true.
The sights and sounds.
It feels a little bit like Audis from the like 2010s.
Yeah. I don't know that I've been in it. Actually, no, I haven't. I can see that.
This 1.6 turbo is actually, it's quite nice.
Torquey.
Yeah, it is torquey. Sometimes you get these really tiny engines with turbochargers and they just take forever to spool up, or they're just gutless down below. But Hyundai's actually done a pretty nice job tuning this.
Yeah. This car will roast the tires off the line.
Yeah.
It will absolutely roast the tires.
Can't really speak to reliability on these motors or Hyundai dealership experiences, but you know, in the time that we've had it, it's been a very nice car to live with.
It has been easy to live with.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, does it have rear proxy key? I don't think it does, which is a problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
You notice lately how a lot of cars don't have rear proxy key?
Yeah, I have noticed
that. I think it's a chip shortage issue.
Yeah, it could be. Cruise control works pretty well. Hyundai's adaptive system is one of the better ones out there. You get highway driving assist, which keeps you centered between the lines. Works. Yeah, gets the job done.
These have been pretty much class leading since like 2020.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they allow you to kind of keep your hands off the wheel for about 45 seconds or so.
Which is longer than anything else in this segment.
Yeah, just about. They stay nicely centered between the lines. How was adaptive cruise for you this week? Did you spend some time on the highway?
I did, yeah, pretty good. The Hyundai systems, they're getting better. I mean, every year they evolve a little bit more, and they're getting less nervous.
Okay.
The biggest problem that I always had with the Korean systems is that they would like slam on the brakes mid-lane change.
Oh, okay.
And like get scared that you're going to rear-end the car that you're passing. But they've gotten better. I didn't notice a whole lot of that with this Sonata this week. So.
And there's always been a little bit of variability between cars too, which is kind of strange. Something you wouldn't really expect.
Yeah.
Let's see what paddle shifters are like in sport mode. Yeah, we get paddle shifters, which is nice. There is a little bit of sportiness here. More so than what you get in some of the competition, like the Ultima, which is a very serious car and has the loudest turn signals we've ever tested.
That's right. I would argue that this is sportier as well, or more sport focused than the Accord and the Camry.
I think so. The Camry is a little bit of a sleeper in that it just handles so well.
It's true,
but
definitely more than the Accord.
Yeah, I mean it's
new versions.
It's a good competitor.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
Because obviously in years past you could have a V6 Accord, you could have a V6 Camry, but no longer.
Yeah, and we haven't driven the this isn't going to be competing with the 2025 Camry, but when that comes out next year, a year too soon, from the future, we'll see how the new Sonata compares to that.
Yeah.
And the Sonata's just been nothing revolutionary has happened here over the years. It's just been updated and refreshed over the years, and I assume that's kind of what the 2024 model is going to be like.
Yeah, the 24 just has normal new Hyundai stuff, so stuff that you've seen in the Ioniq 5, the Ioniq 6, the new Kona, similar steering wheel design, infotainment, all that stuff. In some ways it's good, in some ways I don't love it. We lived with the 24 Kona last month, and I didn't like the open console thing. So
there was a lot of scratchy plastic
really was,
in that car.
I'm hoping that the 24 Sonata doesn't share that with the Kona. But I like the new steering wheel design and new infotainment. Not that there's anything wrong with this infotainment.
Yeah, I will say Hyundai really does get their tech right. I mean, this is a pretty responsive screen. Yeah. It's simple. It's easy to use. They've done a good job, like giving you climate control, physical controls down here. There's a good amount of storage here in this over this wireless charger element. Cup holders look good. I mean, you guys can't see any of this right now because it's pitch dark.
You can see the volume knob, though.
You can see the volume knob. That's about it. But the digital clusters, the design of everything works nice. The only thing that is a little bit slow and laggy in this car is just when you change drive modes, the animation just takes its time. That's okay.
It's kind of cool.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a little silly, but the Korean cars always have to have their silly little gimmicks.
That's right. But otherwise, tuning here is quite excellent. Hyundai's done a really nice job calibrating throttle tuning off the line. This isn't lurchy or trying to be over boosted with anything. A lot of manufacturers are tuning cars to feel sportier and feel faster with just crazy amounts of throttle tuning off the line, and that's the way it is, So
yeah. At this point, I'm honestly just thankful that it's not a CVT.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, this 8-speed transmission is actually quite good. So, any more final impressions?
Not really. I think you summed it up really well. I enjoy when we can spend a week with a sedan because it doesn't happen often. And even though this is kind of an outgoing car, it still feels up to date. It still feels relevant. And
sure.
It's really usable. I mean, it's packaged well, and I had a good few days with it. So
I wouldn't mind a few more features for the price. One thing that's kind of interesting, this week we spent some time in a Nissan Sentra, which is kind of a class below this.
Yeah.
And it had, for a little bit less money, some more features.
Heated steering wheel.
Had a heated steering wheel. Still had like the really nice Bose sound system.
Yep.
And it was quite a bit less money. But the powertrain, again, was kind of a disappointment and the biggest flaw with that car, whereas this kind of delivers a pretty nice powertrain from a drivability standpoint. So pros and cons in the class, but a good option. And honestly, versus an SUV counterpart, this just drives so much better. Cool. We'll end on that note. Go get a sedan if you can.
That's right.
Love, you gotta love SUV form factors these days, but all these counterparts just drive so much better. It's a common theme with everything. Accord, so much better to drive than the CR-V. A Camry, so much better to drive than the RAV4.
Yeah.
It's just a common theme. So,
yeah.
However, I did like the Kona. It was an improvement, a big improvement over the previous gen. It was much bigger, but
yeah. I mean, that's just the way things are going. The only problem with the new Kona is there's no Kona N, which is just a shame.
I know. This is just the N line.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't get a ticket in the next Sonata N line we drive.
Oh God, yeah, or this one. I was being careful. It's not as eager to spin its wheels.
Well, this is easier to drive than the Kona N line because it doesn't do burnouts at every stoplight because of the throttle tuning. The throttle tuning here is actually tuned normally for regular humans. Yeah.
It's an attractive car. It looks nice.
The front end is kind of strange with the lights, but I don't know. Hyundai's
I like this though.
Adds a little bit of excitement. Let's see if I can get it to light up here. Yeah, I remember seeing this at an auto show, and I was like, "Is that production? Are they really doing that? Like making a light out of the hood line?" But
fades into the chrome trim.
It's cool. Yeah.
During the day, when like the sun is hitting it, you kind of like can't tell where it fades.
Sure.
Which is obviously you can see it now at night, but
it's a very recognizable shape at night.
It sure is.
Yeah. We didn't pop the hood, should we? Probably.
Yeah, we might as well. Gotta remember where it is.
Good.
It's right here. Okay.
Turbo GDI, 27 miles per gallon in the city, 37 on the highway, but real world about mid-20s for us this week.
Yeah, they say 31 combined, but
yeah,
I mean, not to say that I was driving like the grandma, but I mean just driving normally like I do, seemed to be kind of hovering mid-20s.
You were channeling your James May, your inner James May.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. But cars always do worse when it's cold. So
it's true. Yeah, they do
like
take like a few MPG hit.
Yeah, different blend of petrol.
Yep. Oh, we do have remote start. That's nice. But no SMAT pack.
No what?
No SMAT pack.
Oh, SMAT pack.
SMAT pack. It's like one of my favorite features with these.
That is good.
SMAT pack. You want to drive back, and I'll get some passenger seat impressions.
Traveled to the shore today.
Yeah.
Wish we were on the shore.
Does your car have SMAT pack? It's a wicked feature.
SMAT pack in the car. In the parking spot.
Do you like the push button gear selector?
Yes, but I feel like if you're gonna do buttons, I feel like maybe it could be more conveniently packaged.
Yeah.
Like a column or like up here maybe. Though I don't really love Hyundai's column thing.
I know, you have a thing against that.
I do have a thing against it.
You think it's backwards. Everyone disagrees with you.
Everyone disagrees with me, but it is backwards. It just is. It really is. Backwards. Where's the parking brake on? You didn't set it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Honda Passport we had this week has push-button gear selectors, and I don't like that as much. This seems more clearly defined because the D is separate from the P. I just take a left. We'll go look at some of the Christmas lights downtown.
Oh, yeah. Emily and I drove through downtown earlier, and I was just like, this is just the best downtown.
Oh, it's fun.
Like, Christmas lights are so nice.
It's Pleasantville.
It really is.
Yeah, take it right. There we go.
What is halfway in our lane? Audi Q8. We got it. We're good. I like the steering weight in this.
Yeah, it is good steering.
Nice. It's nice for daily driving. I hate when the whole sport concept is like, we have to make the steering heavy all the time. Yeah, steering's a nice weight. Easily manageable.
No, all the calibration here, take a left. It's a good spot here. All the calibration is really well done.
Feels good, except having metal on the steering wheel. And
yeah.
that'll be fixed for 24 because it has a completely different wheel.
That's right.
Without the Hyundai badge.
Are they going for that super new modern interior with the new one?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
With no Hyundai badge.
All right.
It just has the 4 little dots.
Yeah, just the Morse code for H.
The Morse code, yeah. Literally Morse code.
Yep.
Yep. So.
All right, well, we don't really have anything else to say about this car. We said it all.
I don't know.
We've
what I just pushed.
filmed quite a few videos on this. So looking forward to driving the 2024 version. But until then, thanks so much for watching. Go check out Substitute Topher's channel at Topher Drives. And where are you at now? How many subscribers?
Just at 25,000.
25,000.
So,
all right.
Cool milestone.
I just posted some videos where you were at 20,000. I was like, by the time you post these, you'll probably be at 25.
Yeah,
and you were.
Pretty cool stuff.
So by the time we post this, you'll probably be at 30.
I hope so.
We'll see. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.